Today we're playing Slammer and Squire at World Golf Village in St. Augustine, Florida, our 17th stop on this crazy golf road trip. Just like every course on this trip, I've never played this one before, so today I'm going to take you through my thought process and round as a scratch golfer takes on the course for the first time. Make sure to subscribe to follow along, and we're off to the first tee. We're playing the tips at 6,900 yards, and the first hole is a 385 yard par 4 where I take 5 wood and yank this one a little bit to the left. About 130 yards left, I have a 52 degree, and the thing about the rough in Florida is the ball either sits way down, it's impossible to hit, or it fluffs up like this one and my club scoots just under it.
On the putting surface.
This first putt's a test to see if I was actually paying attention on the practice green in terms of speed. About 50 feet up the hill, tough putt to get the day started, but I hit a nice one. I have a 4-foot tester down the hill to get the day started, and I drain it.
Liking the lab putter so far. It's a nice par, good 2-putt.
Hole 2 is a par 3, about 186 today, playing downwind, so I hit an 8-iron. I'm really trying to focus on tempo throughout this round and make a good swing and good contact with the ball right on line at the hole.
We like that shot here.
It went a little bit longer than I thought, but still a decent look at birdie about 35 feet up the hill, and I get a better read of the greens here with the speed, hit a nice one up there, and I'll tap in for my par.
Another good par.
Hole 3 is a dogleg right par 4, 394 yards. I have a 5-wood here, trying to play a fade off the left bunkers, and I pull this one a little bit and stay straight.
Really just went straight. A little bit more room over here than I thought, so we're in between some bunkers. We got 150, little pitching wedge.
150 yards with a pitching wedge. I'm not too worried with the trees in front of me. I can easily get over those and make a really good swing here and end up on the green, just a little bit short of the flag.
So we're hitting greens today.
About 20 feet down the hill, left to right, I start this ball right where I want it, and it just doesn't move for me at the end.
I don't know how they didn't break more. Give it a chance to go in.
Hole 4 is the first par 5 of the day, 522 yards with water down the right on the tee shot and a quirky little left-hand turn at the green. I have driver looking to take a nice rip at it and hit this thing just a little bit too far out right, trying to see where this thing ends up.
Gonna be close. The hole goes over there. It's just a matter of what's over there. So I do think we found the ravine area, so we're taking a drop next to the hazard here.
I have 205 yards left for my third shot. I take a 7-iron because we're sitting up in the rough, looking to get a flyer here, make really great contact, hit this one on the green. Even with the penalty, I have a decent look at birdie, looking to take advantage, and I hammer this thing way through the break, have about 10 feet left to save par. The flat stick's been cold lately, but I'm luckily able to get this thing to go. I remain even through 4. Hole 5 is not the most visually appealing since I like to hit a fade, so I'm going to have to aim this thing over the water. 426 yard par 4. I trust the fade here, and this is definitely more of a slice, but I really don't care since we're dry, and it's definitely the miss on this hole. I have 155 yards left, pitching wedge, dead aim at the center of the green, and I don't really know what I'm doing here. First bad swing of the day, don't rotate the lower body at all, and I'm going to miss short left.
Funky little chip up this hill. Oh my, what am I doing? Why am I swinging that hard?
I have to forget about that last chip and focus up for my putt for par. It starts on a good line, but just loses pace.
More speed, and that was right in the center.
Definitely an unfortunate bogey with wedge from the fairway. Hole 6 is an interesting one, 445 yards, dogleg to the left, and it almost takes driver out of play, but I still choose to hit it and try to draw it around the corner. I really hit this one well, but it's going straight and not drawing.
Sit hard. Sit, hit the ground, hit the ground, hit the ground. Well, I knew this was a possibility. It was like 290 to get through the fairway, and I'm way past, so. Okay, we just gotta chip out here with a little 7-iron.
I was looking for something crazy to do through the trees, but there really wasn't much, so I just chipped out to the fairway with my 7-iron. Now we have 65 yards left in with a 60 degree, and I've been a little squirrely with these shots, but luckily hit a nice one here. We'll have a decent look to save par.
See if we can make par the old-fashioned way.
I have this putt moving just a touch to my right. I hit it directly on my line, and it catches the lip and just misses the cup. I'll tap him for my bogue. Need to steady the train now. That's 2 in a row. Need some pars. Hole 7's a par 3, 178 yards with water to the left. I hit a 9-iron here. I really think that I chunked this and it's going to be short, but somehow, some way, it catches just the front of the green, and I'm going to have a really long putt left. This putt was a good 75 feet, slightly down the hill. I hit this on what I think is a good line, but it turns out I completely misread it, leaving it way out to the right and giving a little knee knocker for par.
It actually went the opposite way in the beginning. Should be pretty straight.
After that last putt, I'm really not sure if I can trust it, but I roll it straight in the center of the cup. That's a really good par save to keep the round on track.
Good 2-putt, end over end too.
Hole 8's the second par 5 of the 9, 541 yards, and I'm really looking to get something going here.
Interesting bushes in front of me. Hopefully we don't come into play with those, but
Turns out those bushes were no problem for me because for some reason I'm aimed a mile right and this ball goes a mile right. I'm super lucky that this thing stayed in play. I'm forced to lay up with a 7-iron. I'm going to hit something about 200 yards because I'm completely blocked out and get it out there in the fairway. 95 yards left, a perfect full swing 60 degree. I catch this one a little bit hot and I think it's dropping right next to the stick, but it turns out it's going to be well past. I have about a 25 footer up the hill for my birdie and I misread this one again, which is pretty unlike me. It leaves me a 6 footer down the hill. Luckily I drain it though to remain 2 over going into the 9th hole. 9th hole out at Slammer and Squire is a 401 yard par 4 pretty straight away. I take a 2-iron here, not really sure why. It's pretty wide open, but I yanked this thing so far left. Luckily it's over there by the other hole and there's plenty of room. I have 130 yards left. I have a 52 degree, and with this Florida rough, like I said, if it's sitting up, that ball's going to fly, and we're well along the green here. I have to put my short game to the test here and try to get up and down. This thing takes a huge hop and leaves me with a 15 footer up the hill for my par.
And it goes right. It doesn't even break.
We're sitting at 3 over after the front 9, and taking a look at my stats, the putter sure does need to heat up. The 10th hole is a 379 yard par 4 with plenty of bailout room to the left and a bunker guarding the right side. I opt for 2-iron off the tee to try to get something in play, but I fan it out to the right and ends up in that bunker. A big mistake people make from the fairway bunkers is they dig in with their feet. Treat it just like the fairway, don't dig in and try to pick the ball clean off the sand. I hit a really nice 52 degree that ends up on the front edge of the green. Again, I have another long birdie putt that calls for some speed control and I do a way better job this time.
There we go, that's a better read. All right, little par to start the back.
Hole 11's a pretty straightaway par 5, 517 yards, and I'm seeing this as a birdie opportunity. I take driver and I'm finally able to slow down the swing and put a good swing on it, and I hit a really nice one down here. It starts down the left side and fades down to the center.
Hit a great drive, 200 yards in, got a little 6-iron because a little bit into the breeze.
All I have to do is put a nice smooth swing on this 6-iron and I'm on the green, but I flare this thing out to the right, hit it a little bit chunky, and I'm not going to be in the best spot to try to get up and down for bird. Here I made a very common mistake of not walking up to see what's up by the green. I think just by flying over that hill I'm on the green, but it turns out I have to carry a lot of fringe and I'm short. So here I am off the green putting for my birdie. I'm just trying to get it up there and 2-putt for par.
6-iron into a par 5, make par.
Pars don't hurt the card, so we're moving on. Hole 12, 442 yard par 4, water left, plenty of room right. I have 5-wood here and pull this thing to the left. I think it's going in the water, but I'm just in jail.
We hit it left and we can't really go at it, so just gonna try to make par the old-fashioned way. Just hit a good chip out though.
A lot of people when they punch out hit it through the fairway, so make sure you take a nice and easy swing and just chip it right out to the center. 125 yards left. I have a 56 degree. Again, I lean back, hit it chunky, and flare it out to the right. This is going to end up short. I got to get up and down for bogey now. In this position, you're staring double right in the face. All I can try to do is hit a good chip shot here. I've been squirmy with the chips lately, but get away with this one. I'll tap him for my bogey and get out of there as fast as I can.
All right.
I have to start figuring something out because we have a 205 yard par 3. I got a 6-iron here. Again, focusing on the tempo, staying smooth, and luckily I hit a really nice one here that ends up on the right side of the green about pin high. It's not the easiest putt back up the hill about 30 feet, but nonetheless it's a birdie putt. We'll take that on a par 3 and I do a decent job.
Yeah, I thought the grain was going to be able to get it. Par is really good on that hole though.
In my opinion, every great course should have a drivable par 4, and that's what we have here. 311 yards from the tips, plenty of water left, but bail out to the right. I'm taking a 5-wood, playing it safe, and flare it a little bit to the right, but we're dry, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
A quirky little second shot, 50 yards, just about pin high to the right. Completely blind from this angle. I hit a great shot here. I don't really realize how close it is until I get up here, but I got about 6 feet left for my bird. This is a great opportunity to get the first bird on the card, but this thing just breaks just under the hole. I can't believe it.
Man, no birdies today. That was a big missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity or not, we really have to focus it up for this difficult little par 3. 147 yards with water all down the right side. I hit a really nice 52 degree. I just pull it a touch left and it's going to end up off the green in the fringe. This putt's tricky because if you get this putt moving too far on either side, it's going to move that way.
Go too far left and it goes left. Stop. All right, I like the line here.
I really don't want a 3-putt after a decent tee shot, but I didn't give this one enough respect, and I blow it by. A tricky little downhiller here, I slam it in, and we make bogey and get out of there. Time to erase that one from the memory because we have a par 5 here, 576 yards, dogleg right, and I know if I poke one off the tee, I can get there in 2. This one starts a little bit more left than I'd like, but it fades back and catches the left side of the fairway.
Ball's below our feet, but we have about 240. Gonna hit a 2-iron. We'll see if it gets there. It may not, but that's okay.
Not the most comfortable stance with a 2-iron, but we're gonna let this one play out.
Oh, that's just on a rope right at the freaking hole. Oh, that could be eerily close to going in. That was probably one of, if not the best 2-iron I've hit.
Had to regroup to try to make this 6-footer for eagle, and this thing just doesn't break. Catch the top lip, and that's gonna be a birdie.
I don't get upset about missing an eagle putt, but I've lipped out. Just missed putts all day.
And we're having one of those days where putts just don't fall, but that's okay. A birdie is great there. We have a 460-yard par 4, hole 17 here. I think it's one of the more difficult holes in the golf course because water is left, not much room to bail out to the right, and I get super lucky off the tee. I don't know if you can tell here, but that was like taking a baseball swing on my second shot. I think this one's going to be really nice, but it ends up just short. I said I've been a little yippy chipping around the greens, and I catch this one very thin, but happen to get away with it. I'll have about 6 feet left to save my par. This would be a great one to make after the last hole, and I absolutely jar this one, make a par, some good confidence going into hole 18. Slammer and Squire definitely doesn't let up on you on 18. A really tough tee shot, water down the left, not a lot of room out to the right, so I take a 2-iron just trying to get it out and play. In my head, I have to make one more good golf swing, and I do just that. It's a little bit short, but we're okay on dry land.
It's dry and straight.
We are well back, 195 yards. I hit a 7-iron, and the only place you can't miss is left, and that's where this is going. But luckily, I don't know how, this ball stayed up.
Okay. Let's get up and down, huh?
In my head, I'm thinking negative thoughts, duff it in the bunker or blade it over the green, but luckily I accomplished a happy medium and hit a really nice one up there.
All right.
I'm super happy to clean up my par and not make a mess of that last hole. All in all, we end up shooting a 76, which is one of my better rounds thus far on this trip. Taking a look at the stats, obviously we got to make some more putts, but decently happy hitting 11 greens considering I only hit 5 fairways.
So Slammer and Squire gets an 89 out of 100, which is a really nice score. It places it here among the courses from the $100 to $150 category, and here among all the courses we reviewed thus far on this 5,000-mile golf road trip down the East Coast up to the Midwest. Make sure to subscribe to follow along. Not only it helps me out, but that way you get notifications when I post. You can follow this crazy journey. We're headed to Atlanta after this, so stay tuned for those videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.